You think you know who you are. You've picked your career, your friends, your hobbies, all based on a personality you call your own. But what if that personality is just a mask? A character you were taught to play by a world that likes predictable things. Carl Jung, one of history's most influential psychiatrists, called this mask the persona. It's the polished, acceptable face we show everyone else. And look, it's a necessary tool for getting by in society, but it's not the whole story of who you are. The real danger, Jung warned, is when we mistake the mask for our actual face. We start believing this curated, socially approved version of ourselves is the only version. When that happens, we lose touch with the vast, complex, and powerful world humming away in our own unconscious mind. We forget our true nature. Carl Jung believed that underneath this mask is your true, unfiltered self, the person you were born to be. He called this the self, the complete version of your personality that holds both the light and the dark, the known and the unknown. This exercise isn't about what you like. It's a symbolic journey into what you are. Chait. It's not a simple quiz. It's an exploration into the landscape of your own mind. In the next few minutes, we're going to unlock a door to your personality, and what you find might just surprise you. There are no right or wrong answers here, only honesty. Your journey starts now. The first choice, your source of energy. Imagine you're standing at the entrance to an ancient, forgotten land, the landscape of your own mind. The path before you split in two. You have to choose one. The first path leads to a wide, sunlit market square, humming with a vibrant energy. The air is filled with the sound of lively conversations, loud laughter, and a spirited debate of ideas. Merchants are showing off their wares, new invention, bold philosophies, tangible goods. To walk this path is to engage with the world, to be seen, to interact, and to draw your energy from the people and events around you. It's a world of external action. The second path winds quietly into a deep, ancient forest. The light here is dappled, filtering through a canopy of leaves that seem to whisper secrets. The air is cool and still. Every rustling leaf, every snapping twig holds some kind of meaning. To walk this path is to turn inward, to explore the rich, complex world of your own thoughts. It's a world of internal reflection and solitary discovery. So, which path is calling to you? The bustling outward energy of the market square, or the deep, inward mystery of the silent forest? Take a moment. Feel the pull. Your choice is the first key. Pause the video if you need to, and choose. The second choice, your way of perceiving. As you walk your chosen path, you arrive at a clearing. In the center, resting on a stone pedestal, are two objects. You feel a strong pull to pick one up and carry it with you. The first is a beautifully crafted, solid brass compass. It feels heavy and real in your hand. Its needle points north, its mechanisms clear and precise. You can see exactly how it works. This compass is a tool of certainty, made to measure the world as it is and guide you with verifiable facts. It represents the known, the practical, the reality you can see and touch. It shows you the ground under your feet. The second object is a smooth, dark crystal. As you gaze into it, you don't see a clear image. Instead, you see swirling patterns and glimmers of light. It doesn't show you what is, but whispers of what could be. It speaks of hidden connections, future possibilities, and the meaning behind the world you see. This crystal is a tool of insight, designed to interpret patterns and explore the abstract. It represents potential, intuition, and the unseen web that ties everything together. It won't show you the path, but the possible destinations just over the horizon. Which do you take? The dependable, factual compass, or the visionary, symbolic crystal? Your choice reveals how you perceive the world. Do you trust the concrete reality you can touch, or the abstract possibilities you can imagine? Pause and choose. The third choice, your mode of deciding. Carrying your object, you continue on until your path leads to a great chasm. A single bridge spans the abyss, but its entrance is guarded by a silent, cloaked figure. The gatekeeper doesn't want money, but a judgment. They tell you a story. A great injustice has happened, the gatekeeper says, their voice calm and steady. A vital resource was stolen, affecting the whole community. The thief has been caught. It's a person who stole out of desperation to feed their starving family. Two principles of justice can be applied here. You must choose which one will govern this land. The first, the gatekeeper continues, is the law of universal truth. This law states that a rule is a rule for everyone, no matter what. For the system to be fair, it must be consistent and impartial. The thief must be punished according to the law to maintain order. To bend the rule for one is to weaken it for all. This is the path of objective logic. The second is the law of human value. This law states that every situation is unique and must be judged on its human impact. The thief's desperate circumstances and their family's needs must be considered. A solution should be found that prioritizes compassion and harmony, even if it means making an exception. This is the path of subjective empathy. Which principle will you establish? The unwavering logic of universal truth or the compassionate empathy of human value? This isn't about being right or wrong. It's about how you decide. Do you prioritize objective principles or personal values? Pause and make your judgment. The fourth choice, your approach to the world. With your judgment made, the gatekeeper steps aside. You cross the bridge and your journey comes to an end. Before you are two final destinations. You must choose where your quest concludes. The first is a magnificent, completed castle. It stands proud and strong against the sky. Its walls secure, its gates closed. Every stone is perfectly placed. Its purpose is clear and decided. Choosing this castle means you're choosing arrival. It represents structure, closure, and a life that is planned and organized. It is the piece of a decision made and a destination reached. The second destination isn't a building, but a cliff's edge overlooking a vast open valley. From here, you see countless roads winding through the landscape, roads leading to new forests, new cities, new mountains. Choosing this viewpoint means you're choosing potential. It represents openness, freedom, and a life of adaptability and exploration. It is the thrill of knowing anything is still possible. What is your true destination? The security and order of the finished castle, or the freedom and possibility of the open vista? This final choice reveals how you prefer to live. Do you seek a life that's decided and structured, or do you prefer to keep your options open and adapt as you go? Pause and choose your end, the grand reveal. Understanding your choices. Your journey is complete. You've walked a path, chosen an object, made a judgment, and selected a destination. Now let's see what these symbols mean. They are mirrors, reflecting the core of your personality based on the psychological framework pioneered by Carl Jung. First, your path. If you chose the bustling market square, your primary attitude is extroversion. You're energized by the external world, by people, action, and shared experiences. You process the world by getting your hands dirty and engaging with it directly. If you chose the silent forest, your primary attitude is introversion. You're energized by your internal world, by reflection, solitude, and deep thought. You process the world by retreating into your mind to understand it. This doesn't mean you're antisocial. You just value deep connections over many shallow ones. Second, your object. This shows how you prefer to gather information. If you chose the solid compass, your dominant function is sensing, You trust what is real, tangible, and present. You're grounded and practical, building your understanding of the world on facts and direct experience. You trust what's proven. If you chose the swirling crystal, your dominant function is intuition. You trust patterns, possibilities, and hidden meanings. You see the big picture and the connections beneath the surface. You understand the world not just for what it is, but for what it could become. You trust what's possible. Third, your judgment. This reveals how you make decisions. If you chose the law of universal truth, your dominant function is thinking. You make decisions using objective logic and impartial principles. You seek fairness and are able to step back from a situation to analyze it based on cause and effect. If you chose the law of human value, your dominant function is feeling. You make decisions based on subjective values, empathy, and the impact on people. You seek harmony and connect with a situation on a personal level, striving for an outcome that feels right for everyone involved. Finally, your destination. This reveals your general approach to life. This is where Jung's original ideas were expanded upon by Isabel Myers and Catherine Briggs, who created the famous Myers-Briggs assessment. If you chose the finished castle, you have a preference for judging. This doesn't mean you're judgmental. It just means you prefer a life that is structured and planned. You like closure and feel more at ease once a decision is made. If you chose the open vista, you have a preference for perceiving. This means you prefer a life that is open and flexible. You like keeping your options open and feel more comfortable adapting to new information as it comes. While Jung identified 8 main personality types, this later edition expanded the system to the 16 types many people are familiar with today, the true self and the unchosen path. So combine your 4 choices. But the label itself isn't the final destination. It's just a signpost. The real insight from Jung's work lies not just in the path you chose, but in the one you left behind. For every choice you made, there was a counterpart you didn't. If you walked through the forest, you left the market behind. If you picked up the compass, the crystal remained on its pedestal. These unchosen symbols are a gateway to understanding what Jung called the shadow. The shadow is the unconscious side of your personality. It holds all the parts of yourself that you've neglected, repressed, or refused to acknowledge, often because they didn't fit the mask you were taught to wear. Maybe you were praised for being practical, so your powerful intuition went unrecognized. Or maybe society pushed you to be logical, forcing your deep capacity for feeling into the shadows. The shadow isn't evil. In fact, it often holds our greatest strengths and creative potential just waiting to be discovered. Jung's ultimate goal for a fulfilling life wasn't to become a pure type, but to achieve wholeness. He called this journey individuation, the lifelong process of integrating your conscious mind with your unconscious shadow. It's about turning to face your shadow and bringing its valuable parts into the light. If you lead with thinking, your growth lies in learning to value the wisdom of feeling. If you're a creature of sensing, your journey involves learning to trust your intuition. It's about becoming balanced. The goal isn't to live in the forest forever, but to learn how to navigate the marketplace without losing your soul. It's about learning how the compass's certainty can ground your crystal's visions. This is how you become your true, complete self. This journey of self-discovery doesn't end here. It's a lifelong process. The map you've created today is a powerful tool. Don't use it to put yourself in a box. Use it to understand your strengths, and more importantly, to light up the path toward your own hidden potential. Acknowledge your shadow. It holds the key to your wholeness. What was your path? What 4 symbols did you choose on your journey? Share your results in the comments below. Your story might just be the mirror someone else needs on their own journey. And if this exploration sparked something in you, subscribe to continue the journey into the depths of psychology and the human mind. Share this with someone you know who is searching for answers. You might just hand them a map they didn't know they needed. Remember, you aren't a finished castle. You are the open vista. You are a process, a journey, a constant state of becoming. The real test wasn't in the choices you made, but in what you'll do now with the knowledge of the paths you have yet to walk. The journey to the self has just begun.